Hi kids, welcome to Lego Club. Today we're going to be moving on ahead past Deuteronomy. We were in Numbers, Deuteronomy. It's a good book, you should read it, but I can't really make sense out of it. So we're moving on to Joshua. So he gets to go on with the job of getting the people into the promised land after they kind of messed it up and got stranded wandering around for 40 years. The first step to that plan is going and conquering Jericho. You may have heard of Jericho, but it was a very big and powerful city at the time. So what Joshua did was send some spies to go in and find their way around. We're going to be reading from Joshua chapter 2, verses 1 through 14. Joshua, the son of Nun, sent 2 spies from Shittim. He sent them in secret. He said to them, "Go, look the land over. Most of all, check out Jericho." So they went to Jericho. They stayed at the house of a prostitute. Her name was Rahab. The king of Jericho was told, "Look, some of the people of Israel have come here tonight. They've come to check out the land." So the king sent a message to Rahab. It said, "Bring out the men who came into your house. They've come to check out the whole land." But the woman had hidden the 2 men. And she said, "It's true that the men came here, but I don't know where they had come from. They left at sunset, when it was time to close the city gates. I don't know which way they went. Go after them quickly. You might catch up with them." But in fact, she had taken them up on the roof. There she had hidden them under some flags she had piled up. The king's men left to hunt down the spies. They took the road that leads to where the Jordan River can be crossed. As soon as they had gone out of the city, the gate was shut. Rahab went up on the roof before the spies settled down for the night. She said to them, "I know that the Lord has given this land to you. We are very much afraid of you. Everyone who lives in this country is weak and with fear because of you. We've heard how the Lord dried up the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt. We've heard what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 Amorite kings. They ruled east of the Jordan River. You completely destroyed them. When we heard about it, our hearts melted away in fear. Because of you, we aren't brave anymore. The Lord your God is the God who rules over the heaven above and the earth below. Now then, please take an oath. Promise me that in the name of the Lord that you will be kind to my family. I've been kind to you. Promise me that you will spare the lives of my father and mother. Spare my brothers and sisters. Also spare everyone in their families. Promise me that you won't put any of us to death." So the men made a promise to her. "We'll give up our lives to save yours," they said, "but don't tell anyone what we're doing. Then we'll be kind and faithful to you when the Lord gives us this land." Now, you may have a couple questions. We're going to start with the hard one first. What is a prostitute? Well, if you want any specific details, you have to ask your parents. But it basically surmises that it's someone who sins to make money. Their job is to sin and to help others sin. So why would a sinner like Rahab be willing to help God's people? Well, sometimes things aren't so cut and dry. People sin. We don't like to admit it, but we do. That doesn't mean we can't make good decisions with our life. We can't change. We always have the ability to turn a new leaf or to help someone in need. We always need to ask for forgiveness of our sins, but when we turn to God, He'll always accept us. Something interesting about Rahab specifically, she's in the lineage of Jesus, if I recall. So this sinner, prominent sinner, someone who helped others sin, but turned away from that sin, she became a part of the most important story ever told 2 times. And I think that's something pretty good to remember. What we're building this week is not a prostitute or Jericho. We're building the flax that she covered them with to remember that sometimes good things can come from those who sin. And that's something we really need to remember these days. So, for your first step, you're going to grab 2 of these pieces and 1 2x2. You're going to place these pieces on their rolly connections on the bottom, right like so. You see how it arches out? Then, your next step, you're going to grab these 2x3s and this 2x2 in light yellow. You're going to place the 2x2 in light yellow right here to help stabilize, and connect these here greens like so. See how it's starting to come together? Now, you're going to do pretty much the same thing with another 2x2 in light yellow and 2x4s instead of 2x3s. But instead of connecting them on the sides like this, you're going to place this down here and put them on top. See? You're going to do the same thing over again, just connecting on top of these green pieces and placing it down again. And then to finish, you're going to put a blue flower, which I've been seeing on flax. Next, with another yellow piece, goes right there. 2 1x4s in this light blue. And 1 2x2 in a slightly darker light blue. And there you go. You've got a flax stem. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll see you again next week.